Welcome back to the Guys with Rides channel. I'm starting a new segment I'm going to call Garage Time with Rudy, GWR as usual. And what I want to do in this segment is I'm going to basically do a daily vlog kind of format where I'm going to show you what I'm working on in my garage. So to start the segment, what I'm going to work on is getting the air conditioning fixed on the 84 Cadillac Biarritz hardtop that you see behind me. If you've been following along, you know that when I bought the car last fall, the air conditioning system didn't work, and I didn't have to really worry about it through the winter and spring. Now that the show season appears to be starting up, I'd like to have the air conditioning working, also for the resale value. So it's amazing to me, and how often when I come across potential cars we show on the website in our class of finds section, that the air conditioning, if it was factory air conditioning, has been left disconnected because the owner did not want to expend the money on it. And on a car like this, I can imagine if you pay for somebody to do it, you're basically looking at 25% of the car's value. However, I think on a Cadillac, it just makes the car that much more drivable, particularly with the I noticed it even in the winter when I did my trip to Buffalo, that the automatic temperature control relies on the air conditioning all season long to regulate the interior temperature at a constant desired level. So, what this car, being 34 years old, originally came with supplied with R12. What I found though is when I went to go work on the car and look what when a friend of mine who does HVAC and has a recovery system that can use R12, we quickly discovered that at some point somebody had converted the system to R134a. The reason we know that is the fittings are different when filling with R12 than they are for R134a, and it's evident the fittings on the system are in fact the newer style. So with that knowledge in hand, we went and filled the system with R134a and got it up to the right pressure. And upon starting the compressor, it was already seized. So what we decided to do, so that basically left me knowing that at a minimum, I need to replace the compressor. Now, here's where it gets tricky. I considered taking this to a professional, but now that I don't have to worry about the EPA R12 component, we're talking about basic fundamental plumbing here. There's 5 components to any automotive air conditioning system. There's the condenser, which takes the heat from the that's in front of the radiator, and that's what exchanges the heat that's been taken out of the car into the outside air and cools the refrigerant back. Then there is the dryer, which I'm going to replace. It's always recommended that the dryer's replaced because that can contain a lot of dirt and whatnot and would risk the system failing soon and ruining a brand new compressor. The biggest component is, of course, the compressor. I bought a brand new unit as opposed to a rebuilt one with the clutch installed. That's right here. The 2 components that I'm hoping I don't have to replace are the evaporator that's located in the heater core. That's the heat exchanger that's basically takes cool air, dries the air for the interior that the heater core uses. I hope I don't have to replace that. And the other item is the expansion valve. That said, there is this little part that's supposed to go in that expansion valve whenever you do one of these rebuilds. Even though I said it's a bunch of plumbing, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Once everything's together, I have this set of seals to try and get everything put back together properly. Once I put all the connections together, I'll show how I'm going to put a vacuum on the system for 2 reasons. One, it's to ensure that everything is put back together, connected, and that the system is sealed. By drawing a vacuum on it and proving that the system can hold a vacuum on its own, I'll know I have no leaks. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. And then second is that's a great way by keeping an extended vacuum on the system to pull out all of the dirt and components on the existing items. That is highly recommended when changing these out, and that's quite frankly needed in order for me to do have the warranty on the $260 compressor. So that's what's in store for today. I will provide daily updates on the website and the YouTube channel to let you know how things are going, and hopefully by the weekend I'll have this sorted and I'll have air conditioning on what should be a very hot weekend here in Central Jersey.